Alright, y'all. This is me reacting to a new video. This is from Jimmy Hot Roller again. This is the NBA needs to fix this problem. Anyway, let's get into this video. Bang, Nick. Chet Holmgren is closer to Mason Plumlee than he is to Wembley. Whoa. AD is better than Giannis all time? Fuck out of here.
Y'all got beef? I'm like, beef?
Yeah.
Like, we're out there competing, but beef?
Kevin Love, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Al Jefferson, Drew Gooden, Josh Smith, Tim Thomas, Antoine Walker, Lamar Odom, Jason Williams, Horace Grant,
The NBA season is in full swing, and it's about that time. We've got.
I ain't gonna lie, this is probably like the best NBA season in years. I feel like the way this league is going right now, I feel like the young people is like shining so much. Like, I just fuck with the season. Like, it just feel like it's good vibes. And like, even though a lot of the players are getting injured at the same time, there's still players hooping, like Anthony Edwards, all these other people, Cade Cunningham, like new teams. Like, the Pistons are #1 in the East. You know what I'm saying? So like, now you got all these new teams like rising. It's not like the same people we were seeing over and over again. LeBron, Curry, all this other shit. Like, no, you got the new niggas hooping now, bro. You know what I'm saying? We enter a new era. This is exactly the way I like it, bro. All these old niggas, look, I grew up with watching them, but bro, ain't like, is they time to, they gotta leave, bro. It's time for these young niggas. You feel me? This is probably the best season since like 2022. That's facts.
New batch of hot takes to look at today. The good ones, the bad ones, and the downright atrocious. Today's video is sponsored by Factor 75.
Was that SeatGeek no more?
With Grosjean and the link below. That's code
Damn, them
25
niggas
coming
probably
to
stop
an
paying this
end
boy
in a
too
year.
much money.
With 2025 coming to an end, it's probably a good time to look back on a great year of basketball, fond memories and bright futures. But instead, we're gonna do the exact opposite and dive into some of the hottest NBA takes the internet has to offer, beginning with this one that says the 2017 Cavaliers beat this year's Thunder. And this take just falls under the umbrella of X team from the past.
Forget the 2017 Warriors. The Cavs team that lost to them are sweeping OKC. Sweeping is crazy. But
Beats this year's Thunder, which is also just a subcategory of X player from the past is better than current SGA. The worst discourse in all of basketball at the moment. First, it was the Thunder aren't as good as the 2017 Warriors, then it was they aren't better than the 2015 Warriors, and now they aren't better than the 2017 Cavaliers. I saw someone say the Thunder wouldn't even beat the 2013 Pacers.
Whoa.
What? Can we just
Fuck
give it a
outta
rest?
here.
I knew one day fans of 2010s basketball would eventually become the unks that downplay the pedigree of future players and teams, but I didn't think it would happen this soon. We are now the 90s old heads we used to despise. How quickly we went from the Thunder
That's facts. Yo, bro, this is why history repeats itself. Niggas were the same people talking about, oh yeah, we're leaving this shit in the 90s. Oh yeah, you old heads. These niggas when I do this shit in today's league. Now y'all are doing the same shit towards these older players. Every time there's a nigga who, like, let's say he's probably better than your favorite player, y'all get so insecure and mad. When a nigga compares someone to LeBron, y'all be like, oh, no, he's not better. Oh, he's not better than Curry, this and that. Like, nigga, these niggas are damn near 40 years old, but they're gonna retire. They have less than like 5 years of hooping, bro. These niggas are going to retire soon. You 2010s niggas, that I grew up in the 2010s, so like, you know what I'm saying, that's my generation too, but you niggas are turning to the unks, bro. So now the niggas who like are raised in the 2020s, the younger people, they're gonna look at us like, but these niggas old as fuck, no one give a fuck about no damn LeBron. Nigga, their LeBron is Wemby, bro. Literally.
Experience to the regular season doesn't matter if you can't get it done in the playoffs.
That's facts.
Well, they won, but they barely squeaked it out over a mid-Pacers team. What exactly do the Thunder have to do to be taken seriously? Not only are they a great team,
I
they
mean,
do all
I
the
ain't gonna lie. Tyrese Halliburton, I feel like if he ain't get hurt, look, I'm just going to say, if he didn't get hurt, they probably would have won. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not saying that's not me taking away from the Thunder. I'm just saying, like, I feel like Tyrese would have won. You know what I'm saying? But Thunder, they're still a championship team. Like, bro, they're literally the #1 team in the West. Like, they're really projected to even win more than like 70 games. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're obviously a championship team. I'm just saying, I was. Oh shit, bro! I actually played a YouTube video. I think that like the Indiana Pacers would have won that shit. That's just me though.
things we want great teams to do. They're homegrown, they play awesome defense, they're tough and physical, team-oriented ball, they don't rely on threes, they're deep, well-coached, composed. What other tests do they need to pass? I don't know who would win a matchup between the 2017 Cavs and this year's Thunder. That Cavs team was really good, and they did win one game in the finals against the greatest team of all time. But I do know that the Thunder have one of, if not the best defense in NBA history. They're 10 players deep, they have the reigning MVP, and they won an NBA championship. To say the 2017 Cavaliers would give the best team in the league today belt to ass is also saying the 2017 Cavaliers are far better than any team in the NBA today. And I just don't buy that. I remember at the time how people felt about that Cavs team, how they had many flaws, had an easy run to the finals, and were carried by LeBron. And as much as I wish it were true, prime LeBron does not conquer all. We have plenty of evidence for this. But this is just the way things go. People fall in love with a certain era, usually the one they grew up with, then in an attempt to preserve those memories, either completely rewrite or exaggerate what happened and tear down the new guys in the process.
If they played in the finals, I ain't gonna lie, I don't feel like either one of them will like spank each other though. I don't feel like, I don't feel like the Cleveland would spank like OKC like 4-0 them or like 4-1 them or some shit. I don't feel like OKC would do the same. I feel like that would probably go to like 6 or 7 games. I don't know who will win though. Because I ain't gonna lie, they do got the defense though. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just like, you gotta say that was Kyrie when he was just straight ISO. Like now, like, you know what I'm saying, the game is more complete and shit, you know. But like the Cleveland, he was just straight street ball. Like nigga, he will ISO every possession and just fry niggas, you know what I'm saying? And LeBron is just LeBron. And they had other players, like I know they had JR, they had Kyle Korver, I remember. They had Iman Shumpert, who else they have? They have other niggas. Or Kevin Love, you know. Actually, I don't know who will win that series. That's a good question.
Do you know how many?
Because it's just like, you can't say that they were, because the Pacers took OKC to 7 games. So like, you think this Pacers team is better than Cleveland? Get the fuck out of here, bro. And we're not even talking about 2016. We're talking about 2017. You know what I'm saying?
Harden apologists have surfaced recently, praising his prime years and how unstoppable he was. And I agree, but these are the same people that hated his game when it was happening, called him an unethical, foul-baiting playoff choker.
What the fuck
the
was
only
that,
difference between being hated and being loved is time. At the time, you know what people said when the 73-win Warriors lost the championship in 2016? That they were frauds. It ain't worth a thing if it don't got that ring. As if because they lost in the finals, everything they did that season was in vain. Fast forward 10 years, and people are now using the 2016 Warriors as the gold standard of excellence. But the Thunder have it even worse. Not only did they win a championship, they've come into the season with one of the most dominant stretches in NBA history.
These niggas will shit on anything, bro. 10 years from now, when it's benefited to them, bro, they will suck this shit off, bro.
Still being discredited in the most creative, disingenuous ways imaginable. And in 10 years, I cannot wait to hear people say how incredible and historic and great the 2025
I'm giving them their props,
despite saying none of those things right now. We must refrain from becoming the thing we despised and give credit where credit is due. I do not like the Thunder's antics just as much as the next guy, but it is okay to admit that they are a great team who could probably go toe-to-toe with just about any team in NBA history. Now our next take says James Harden is more influential than Steph Curry. And as blasphemous as this may sound,
James Harden is more influential than Curry? That's not, bro. Harden is not more influential than Curry. No, he's not. Now, if you're talking about like the way the game's played with all the step backs, then okay. But like, nigga, when you say influential, I don't feel like you know what the fuck influential means. This nigga Curry, fuck the NBA, nigga. He changed basketball all around the world, nigga. Curry changed basketball all around the world. He is the reason why your favorite team and your favorite player shoots this many threes. Like, my nigga, you know how many teams don't even like the art of mid-range is gone, bro. It's only like certain players who are really like the masters of mid-range that really be doing that shit. But other than that, nigga just spam threes, bro. And you know who that is? It's cause of Curry, not no damn Harden. Now you're talking about the step back, some ice and lose, and okay, I'm giving Harden his props. I ain't hating, but at the same time, bro, ain't shit compared to Curry, bro.
There is some truth here. Steph may have single-handedly changed the course of NBA history more than any other player. On a macro scale, Curry caused a shift in the entire timeline of basketball. But on a micro scale, when you look around the league and the archetype of players we see today, you're more likely to see influences of James Harden, for better or for worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like with the step back and all the other shit.
Downhill scoring,
but
the
like,
ball-dominant combo guards, the ways in which
that
players get
just
their points,
like,
the foul baiting. In a perfect world, everyone would emulate what Steph does. But it's not a perfect world, and there's no one else on the planet who can do what Steph does. Harden's game, on the other hand, is replicable for a lot of players, and it's effective enough to convert those players into Harden's successors. And this is probably where the natural course of the game was going to inevitably lead, but it was Harden who really perfected this ISO-heavy, change-of-pace, triple-threat style of play that we see littered throughout the NBA today. In fact, it's such a popular style that it has become essentially the default for most elite guards. Even from a historical perspective, Harden is one of a handful of players that changed the actual rules of the game and continues to have his tactics used by the league's best players. But Steph Curry is a singularity. He didn't just change the way players play the game, he changed the game itself. Not just with his three-point shooting, but with his emphasis on off-ball movement, his gravity from 35 feet out, and his demonstration as a smaller guard being the best player on a championship-winning team. And his influence will be felt long after he retires. James Harden did change the game, but Steph Curry may be the biggest game changer in basketball history. Now, this next take comes from Nick Wright, and it's an approach on the GOAT debate that I've never heard of before.
So I have a theory. If Jordan never existed, and the greatest play, the universally accepted greatest player of all time was Kareem.
Bro, I fucking hate this nigga, bro. I shouldn't say the word hate because, you know, I've been trying to get closer with God, but I don't enjoy seeing or hearing this man. Like, this man is so annoying. I do not fuck with this man, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, if I ever seen him in person, I would be tempted to just slap the shit. Like, bro, how the way he just be talking about NBA players, like criticizing them, bro. I don't know how these NBA players. That's the thing. When these like basketball analysts be talking shit about NBA players, but I don't know how these NBA players like don't see these niggas that game and slap the shit out them. That nigga LeBron, bro, he should have literally choked Stephen A. Smith up in the air with one hand like these, bro. I'm sick. Like, these analysts, they just be talking anyhow. Y'all be talking as if y'all the niggas that are playing. You niggas sit on that hard ass chair and just dick ride. That's literally y'all do. Y'all get paid to dick ride, my nigga. Just shut your bitch ass up and watch the damn sport and have some fun, bro. Like, goddamn.
That's who it would have been. A guy like Tim Duncan would be in the GOAT debate. What people turned the GOAT debate into was not who's the greatest player ever. It's who reminds me of Michael Jordan the most, which is why Kobe is probably a touch historically overrated, because he is the most similar to Michael Jordan. Right. But because Mike was considered the GOAT, people elevated Kobe past a guy like Tim Duncan, who's just objectively better than him.
So you're saying Tim Duncan's better? I mean, it's close though.
Player of all time.
It's arguable.
People ask that question, but
it's not like just like one answer. We're just like, okay, is this nigga is better?
And those are not the same thing. Yeah.
Nick is 100% right here. Michael Jordan was such an overwhelmingly dominant and popular player that once it was established that he was the GOAT, the goalpost shifted to who is the closest thing to Jordan.
That is true though, I ain't gonna lie.
Even things like what the greatest player
I ain't gonna lie, he did cook with that. Just because he cooked that doesn't mean that he still be on some bullshit, but he did cook with his take. I ain't gonna lie, that is true. Now thinking about it, like, most of the GOAT debate, they're like, who's the greatest of all time? They always had to include MJ. There's always had to be someone who like is like a threat to like MJ. You know what I'm saying? Someone who probably plays like him, was like on caliber with him. You know what I'm saying? I just realized that shit. It's not even about who the fuck is the best player. They just say who's closer to Jordan. That's it. So technically, by that knowledge, Jordan's the GOAT. But I still feel like LeBron is better than MJ. You know what I'm saying? But Kobe, what do I rate Kobe? I rate Kobe top 5 for sure, but Tim Duncan, that's close.
Look like, or what their role on the court should be, changed because of Jordan. MJ was many things, but first and foremost, he was a scorer, and so scoring became the overwhelmingly largest indicator of greatness. How a player moves, Jordan was graceful and explosive, and so the next guy must.
But one thing I'll say about Jordan, y'all gotta stop hating. Like, I understand y'all want to say, oh yeah, Jordan, If Jordan played in today's game, he will not average 40. He will not average 30. He will be a role player. Just shut the fuck up. Look, if you want to say LeBron is better, I believe LeBron is better than MJ. But don't try to downplay another player to uplift a player. That's the thing that basketball fans do that I hate. That's why I don't take NBA fans seriously. Y'all will like downplay a nigga just to uplift another player. Look, we know you like LeBron. We know that. But you don't gotta just downplay Jordan. Like, you really think by the way the defense is now, there's literally role players who average they could average 40 and it won't even matter because how inflated points are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas are scoring 40 points every day. No one even gives a fuck because everybody's scoring 40. And you really think MJ wouldn't average 40? Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that, bro? Austin Reeves is averaging damn near 30. If Austin Reeves is averaging damn near 30, you don't think MJ would have averaged 40? Come on, bro. Y'all got to use logic, bro.
Move like a cat and jump out of the gym. It wasn't who's the next great player. It was literally who's the next Michael Jordan. And of course, that player was Kobe Bryant. Many fans will even use the logic of if MJ's the GOAT and Kobe's the closest thing to MJ, then he must be the second greatest player of all time. And although I have Kobe higher all time than a lot of fans, I do think this approach has plagued and hurt these conversations for decades now. Despite Tim Duncan's incredible impact throughout his career, the fact that he looked, acted, and played nothing like MJ certainly did not help his GOAT case. I think we're seeing this same issue with Nikola Jokic right now. Because his game isn't super flashy, he doesn't play above the rim, and he doesn't look like an ultra-elite, world-breaking basketball player, some fans just dismiss the fact that he is one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. When Jordan retired, he wasn't just the GOAT.
He's already a top 10 player for sure.
And if you weren't built from the same design, you were inherently penalized for it. However, as time goes along and the average basketball fan becomes removed from the days of MJ's cultural gravity, I do think we are moving away from this way of thinking. Impact and greatness comes in many different shapes and forms. And although Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, you don't have to resemble him or his game to be in that conversation. This is a great take. Now, our last take comes from a disgruntled NBA viewer who says late game fouling has ruined the end of games. And I could not agree more. Watching the end of tight games these days is a special kind of torture. They say time travel.
That's the same shit they did on Ant. Didn't they call like a foul on him or something? I forgot, and he got ejected, and he would have won that game against the Nuggets. They got like 40, bro.
Possible, but NBA teams managed to turn.
And the crazy part is about the late fouling. Like, there'll be like 10 seconds left, and like, my nigga, that shit will go on for like 30 minutes of nigga just fouling like back and forth. Like, oh my gosh, that should be so unwatchable.
30 seconds into 20 freaking minutes. And the worst part is, the only time this strategy is used is during good close games. Absolutely, like
niggas don't even want a fun game. It's like they just want to ruin it on purpose.
Matchup a couple weeks ago, the last 10 seconds of game time lasted nearly 12 minutes. This was a great game for 46 minutes with what could have been an exciting ending, pissed away with timeouts, commercial breaks, and free throws. And right when you think the bid is up and teams are gonna stop intentionally fouling each other and let the clock run out, they inexplicably foul again, and now you're stuck watching another Wingstop ad. Look at the play-by-play of the final 25 seconds of this game. What have they done to the game I love? 20 fouls, 24 subs, and not a single lead change to show for it. Intentionally fouling late in games has always been a thing, but it wasn't until fairly recently when teams started regularly fouling while up 3, attempting to preserve their lead. So now, instead of one team fouling and the other team trying to avoid it by playing sound, disciplined defense, both teams are out there just chasing each other around getting fouls. Now, this shouldn't be a hot take. At least, I don't think it should. But there are still a lot of fans who believe this is a legitimate strategy that shouldn't take a backseat to our viewing experience. That the priority of these teams is to win, not consider how entertaining it is for those watching.
I mean, that is true,
this is a legitimate strategy, and I do agree to an extent. But that extent came and went a long time ago. Winning has always been a priority in the NBA, and that has never stopped the end of games from being entertaining before. A lot of people don't think this is a problem that needs to be fixed. But if we were trying to fix this issue, some plausible solutions may be once the clock reaches a certain point, say 1 minute left, the team getting fouled gets one free throw and possession. Another suggestion some fans have made is 3 free throws on any intentional fouls committed beyond the 3-point line within the final minute of game time. But virtually every possible solution offered up inherently penalizes the team with the lead, so it doesn't look like this strategy will be going anywhere anytime soon. You don't see this tactic play out in every close game, but when you do, get comfortable, buddy, because you're about to witness a 30-minute ad break with some occasional free throws. This is a great take. But let me know what you think. Share your hot takes in the comments below. And as always, the hotter, the better.
That was a good ass video. I ain't gonna lie. Anyways, catch me on the next video. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch. Bye bye, nigga.